Hey guys, last minute, the morning before, or technically the afternoon Niagara Regionals, I decided I'd make like a little mini vlog. I wanted to get more stuff up on the channel. This would be a great opportunity to do so, and I thought you guys would enjoy it. I'm just going to be going over my game plan, how I play into the other main decks, White Forest, Ryzeal, Malice. More so Malice and Ryzeal. White Forest is just, it's there. It's just another good combo deck. I'm going to be recording some footage there, not a lot, to be honest. I'm also not going to be using my main camera heavier. I'll be using my phone. So yeah. So first off, as you can see engraver here, you guys see that? Is it gonna focus? No, it's not. Okay, but I am using the Memento Fiendsmith variant of the deck. It is better than pure. There's more options. There's more lines, and it gives you the highest ability to outplay your opponent and win by being good at the game, not just by sacking them or drawing crazy hands like how Ryzeal sort of does it. Of course, that happens. It's a card game. There's luck involved in every game, regardless. But in the games where luck is not involved, or where my hand is slightly worse than my opponent's, I still have a good chance of winning. This enables a lot of cross-sheet plays, a lot of just baiting out interactions just off the Fiendsmith engine alone, and then you can OTK through your Memento engine. So the list I'm using is actually, it's not my own. I haven't played tested enough. I've been to like 1 or 2 locals, I think maybe 3 with this variant of the deck. So I don't know what to tweak just yet, but one thing I did add that's not in Pack's list is Trihorn. Trihorn is too good to not be used. Of course, like, it is a brick at times. He just adds a pop 2, a free body extender, and let's say you open Bone Party and this, and then just extenders that aren't usable, so like Mental Fusion, etc., etc. It's still playable. Even this and Sleepy, this and Mental Fusion, another name, is still live. And like in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you need all the interactions that you could get, and this is just a good follow-up, good continuous recurring interruptions. So I see no reason to not play it, besides it's potentially a soft brick, which is why Pack doesn't play it, but I do think this this does belong in the deck. It validates its deck spot. So I am running at 42, not 41 like Pack. Everything else is the same though, pretty much, besides my side deck, which I'll go over in a second. But as you can see, I'm just going to quickly go over this. There's no spice. Just regular extra deck. Potentially, I might add not just Guardian Chimera, but like with my pure list, I might cut something for the Dragostapelia. It's most likely going to be Cross Sheep if I do. But Cross Sheep barely comes up. Like, there are certain situations where Cross Sheep does come up, and he shows why he's part of the deck. But a lot of the time I don't use him. But he has come up. So I'm still debating if I want to keep Cross Sheep or put in Dragostapelia as another way to, just in case I don't have cards in hand to fuse with into Guardian Chimera, because sometimes that does happen. I could still go into Dragostapelia, shuffling back my Creation King, which is even more follow-up, because now I have another Creation King and extra deck that I could potentially summon on their turn as well, with Sleepy. So yeah. But I'll probably keep them for this event. We'll see how it goes. I'm mainly using this event to see what I should change and how I could customize this deck on my own. Of course, my side deck is generally the same, which I'll quickly go over. So 3 Ash, I've been on this for a while. Even my my previous Niagara Regionals topping list, I always side 3 Ash going first. Just a really good card. 3 Lancia. Sorry, let me just... 3 Lancia. I'm actually cutting 1 Meowth. I love Meowth. I think this is a really good card. But I needed a deck slot for my Thrust package. And then, of course, 1 D-Barrier. This against White Forest, potentially Mermail. People are still playing it. Not so great against Malice, but this won't come in against Malice. Thrust will. Ryzeal, I always called Ritual. I never call Xyz because I could easily deal with their Xyz. It's the only reason why I'm running this. To potentially just floodgate Ryzeal. Thrust is just so valuable because it could search extenders, it could search talents. I'm not running Prosby anymore because the extra deck is tight. But it could also search Lightning Storm and Feather Duster, but also, let me move everything over, Grand Breakout to potentially get me into Doug Charger to deal with Ryzeal going second. This is potentially main deck worthy. The only reason I'm not main decking it because if I'm going first, not every matchup will lose the D-Bear like Malice, so there's no reason to actually main it. But going to game 2 and 3, this will probably almost always be in the deck because it could search these, it could search Grand Breakout, it could search Talents. Hold up, Talents, and it could also search Talents and potentially Tracked. So this is just an extra 2 copies of everything. So extra 2 copies of this, these, and this. So going second, this is extremely valuable. Going first, this is not as valuable. But it just adds more depth and options when you are playing into a board, which you will most likely do a lot of the time when playing Memento. Which is a great strength of the deck, and just this having Thrust amplifies it even more. So my game plan going into this regionals is to give myself the opportunity to break boards. Going first, this deck should almost always win. You have to play a lot slower. I play way too fast and I'll lose to myself a lot of the time. I will play a lot slower this time. Actually think about what I'm doing. Like in MasterDuel, there was a line. I played through 3 hand traps with this hand, by the way. It was Ash, Imperm. Also, the guy probably wasn't that great. Little bit of context there. Because I don't play MasterDuel often, so my rank isn't that high. What was the third card in my hand? Oh, this was like Ash or Maxi or something. I don't know. Like this was just... Where's Ash? Oh, sorry. It's in my... Well, I'll put Droll. I'll put Fulos for now. Or earlier there. This is basically my hand going first. This is pretty much a dead hand. Like, this hand is not that great. So, ideally, of course, you start off, summon Seahorse. On summon a Seahorse, he impermed it. And you should be like, oh my god, I should chain Grand Breakout, tribute it for cost, and summon a Goblin. This time, that was my first reaction, of course. But this time, I was like, no, let me actually think about it. I did not normal summon yet. And I will not have another normal summon with this hand regardless later. So, I let it go through. I then tribute this for cost. Summon this guy out. And then I go effect a dump. Then he ashes it. So now, since he ashed it, this is now live. Unless, of course, he has like Impulse, but it's not likely. So then this is where you chain this. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Perulia. Yeah, here we go. It was Bone Party. There you go. Okay, so this hand wasn't too bad. Mind you, if I tributed for cost, he would have ashed it. And then I would have no way of using either of these. So this would be dead. If I, on the first Seahorse. If I panicked. So yeah. So then I summon this, and then I go effect a dump. He has another Imperm. Then this is where I chain Bone Party. Bone Party is one of the best cards in the deck. You have to make sure this can resolve, because this enables so many things. So like, I pop this. I think I summon Seahorse here. Seahorse gets popped. Because the Goblin resolves. Dump 1. Dump 2. New chain. Chainlink 1 Gaddock. Chainlink 2 Sleepy. Can't get Bestialed, can't get Belled. Boom. And off of Sleepy, I think I dump Akihuron. I mean, this would be the correct play. So here, no matter what happens, he cannot ash this, he cannot bell it. So yeah, so now here, I could go Chainlink 1 Sleepy, target, or target, Chainlink 1 Gaddock, target, or target. It doesn't matter, I think of course you go for Mental Fusion, because he can't Bestial this, or DD, he could DD Crow this. But if he had DD Crow, I would have used it a while ago. And then Chainlink 2 Sleepy dump Akihuron. So at this point, I'm pretty much free to combo off. Boom, Creation King, pop off, you know how it goes. That would be full board. So play slow when you play this deck. Don't make rash, like quick decisions. It's not going to help you. Play smart, play efficiently. There was a line, I was playing into a Malice board. I had no cards in hand. I managed, Mental Fusion managed to resolve, and I had a Droplet set. Right? So what I had was, what Mental Fusion, I think I just shuffled it. This isn't a full Malice board. I would have broke it and OTK'd if I didn't, if I did this correctly. I went Mental Fusion to fuse, and then... No, he went White Binder Summon. He somehow got White Binder back on the field. Banish 3, target 2 engrave, 1 of his own. I went Chain Mental Fusion, shuffling the stuff he targeted. I should have left it there because he had another set. I then chain Droplet, sending this and 1 other card, to then hit White Binder and his link that pops that will destroy all monsters on my field if something summoned to his own it points to. That was a big mistake. I did not care. He would have got 1 more banish. Cool. I did not care about the banish. Because here, so he does this. He doesn't banish my stuff. Right. I summon this Chainlink 1 effect to jump 3. He'll go Chainlink 2 White Rabbit. Because that's what he banished off of White Binder, 2 set 1, which would be, and then he would banish another to thing. This is where I can go, like, Droplet send, and I get my dump 3. No matter what happens, I'm fine. But what he did instead, since I used Droplet earlier, he just impermed this, and I lost because you can't chain the second effect to pop in the same chain as its first effect. So there is no reason for me to use this Droplet early, which is why I lost that game. And I've done this correctly before too, which is why I was like kind of upset at myself for impatiently using the Droplet. So use your stuff very efficiently is what I'm trying to say. This deck is unforgiving. If you do not play perfectly, you are not winning most of the time, especially with modern decks and how forgiving they are. And how many options they have just by having bodies on the field. Whereas with Memento, everything needs to work together. There's maybe 1 or 2 paths to winning a duel. Whereas with Rise of Malice, there's going to be like 5, 6 ways of potentially beating your opponent. And the moment this resolves, like you guys know since you guys play the deck or some of you are picking it up, the moment this resolves, you're pretty much in a winning position because I had like maybe 6 names in grave after this, maybe 7 after this resolves, which with follow-up. And the moment I summon Creation King and you can't get rid of it, I just attack everything for game. So yeah, so I should have played that a lot better, and that's going to be my mindset going into this regionals, is to play efficient and play smart and play slow. Don't slow play. Playing slow and slow playing are 2 different things. Think about your actions. Every move with this deck has a lot of value and weight to it. So think about what you're doing and not playing on autopilot. So yeah, against Rise of Mitsurugi, my game plan is to bait... Mitsurugi stuff doesn't really do much. Like, sure, it destroys. It kind of enables. Like, their entire deck enables your deck by destroying stuff. So it's not too hard of a matchup. It's just annoying because there's so much. Malice is by far the worst matchup just because it vanishes. And, like, their half boards end on so many interruptions. And, like, their board will seem so weak. So you just start playing into it without thinking about, what if he banishes here? What if he summons this? Blah, 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 blah. Like, what if he interacts with this? So I got to be more aware of those Malice half boards and play smarter into them. And then against White Forest, they don't have a lot of layered interruptions from what I've seen. It's just whatever's on field. So if I draw a Droplet, I'm almost guaranteed to win. Of course, they have the Book of Moon, but then I just have to hold Sleepy or Memento Fusion just to use those bodies. And even Memento Fusion can pop a face down monster anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then I just have to go for OTK because White Forest has a lot of follow-up. They also, yeah, they have a lot of follow-up. But their board isn't too crazy to deal with, just a lot of... It's not layered. I don't have to wait for certain things to happen. I can sort of just play on my own terms. So yeah, so hopefully next time you guys see me in this video, I'll be on my way to regionals, or it's the morning of. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. So at this point, I'm on my way to Niagara, which is about an hour and a half, hour 45, maybe even 2 hours, depending on the traffic, from Dolly's. I have big hopes and aspirations for this event. At locals, I've been doing really well with this new build, but soon to find out that I might be a bit behind. For a little context, I've been working 1 to 9 p.m. and it's going to be like that for the entire summer, full time. So I don't really have time to go to locals. I don't have time to do anything else. And that would be my downfall. But enjoy the only 2 clips that I remembered to shoot while I was there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, like maybe 15 seconds worth of videos I remembered to record. I'm still very shy. Also, apparently we're not allowed to record in like Konami venues like that during these tournaments like regionals, nats, whatever. Apparently you get banned. So I didn't want to get banned. So this regionals, I did not do well at all. This was one of my worst performing regionals. And a lot of it has to do with me being behind on the new format developments. So I think I ended up going like X4. I played the entire thing out, besides maybe my last match, because I was just tired of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! At that time. And before I go why I didn't do well, let me go over my matches. So round 1, Horse, Snake Eyes. I lose dice roll and go second, but I end up drawing double Fua, so he ends up passing. He ends in I'm Steady Happy in a King's Arc with a Skill Drain set. I thought that was an imperm, but it was just he drew Skill Drain. So, started my turn, I tried to bait out all of his hand traps with Engraver. I don't really remember my hand, but I believe I had Darkblade and another Memento Name and Bone Party, so I would be able to get rid of the Skill Drain. So I bait with Engraver. I think he hand traps me or ashes me, but he interacts with me, and I had Talents in hand. So Talents draw 2, and I draw into the Darkblade and Bone Party. Summon Darkblade, send a Memento card, random Memento card, must have been dead at that point or something. Target Skill Drain to pop, Chain Bone Party. So Darkblade would resolve popping the Skill Drain, and then I think I summoned Anguish to then, proceed to combo off. I think after my Anguish ad, I ended up getting drolled. So I can't really end on much. So I ended on like an Engraver and Combined Creation with a Droplet set. I ended up passing turn because I didn't want to swing to his board. Of course, I could have gone into I could have gone to Desiree, but I know he couldn't deal with my board, and I'd rather have the Engraver follow up later. So he ended up going to Dark. He ends on like a Horus monster or something. I end up dropletting his Dark so he can't proceed to Link Climb. He passes turn. He swings into. He gets rid of my Engraver Combined Creation. I think he actually ends up taking control of it. So yeah, I droplet his Dark, and he just ends on like Horus names, and he passes turn. I top that Goblin, and I proceed to go full combo, clear his board. And like full Fiendsmith Memento combo off of that. And he tried to play into it, but then he just ends up scooping. Game 2, I go first. I play under Fua, and I give him 2 draws. He ends up nibbing me, which I kind of predicted, but I wasn't in a great spot where he did me. I still had Bone Party and Goblin. So on his turn, after he sets up a bit, I go Bone Party, pop the Goblin in hand, summon a Witch adds Sleepy, and then fuse into Creation King and get a pop 3. He ends on Dingirsu and Dark, and I end up drawing to Seahorse and then proceed to summon Combined Creation, going into time, enter battle phase, and deal 150 more damage to him than he dealt to me, and I ended up winning in time. I had enough cards to proceed to combo off, but we were going to time, and I did not have like the leeway to try to combo off. I just had to deal more damage than he did. It was a wonderful match. Game 1 took like 30 minutes. Or 40 minutes, sorry, and we did not have enough time in game 2. Round 2, I play into the best deck of the format. Mitsurugi, Ryziel, Fiendsmith. My hands were terrible. It was, like, I don't like saying, like, oh, my hands were ass, that's why I'm losing, due to variance, but, that's just what happened. It's RNG, it's a card game. He opened 3 hand traps and 2 insane starters every game. He only won 2 games, but both games he opened crazy. I opened terrible, only had 1 push. And like game 1, he just pretty much went full board, and I couldn't break it because I had Darkblade Seahorse and Grand Breakout. But he proceeded to have Droll, Bell, and plus 4 other cards in hand, and then full Ryziel Mitsurugi board. It's nothing I could do about that. Game 2, he opened 3 hand traps. Droll, Bell, Ash. I'm not playing through that. I just simply can't because my hand was just, it was not good. It was not ideal. I don't remember what I opened, but it is what it is. It happens. It's a card game. Round 3, going to Mitsurugi Raziel this time. Pretty much same thing happens. Game 1, hand is not ideal. I don't open any breakers or hand traps. I think I open like Lurie, Lacrima, Grand Breakout, Witch, and it's like some other random card. He goes full Mitsu Raziel board, draws like 4. He has 3 additional hand traps in hand on top of a detonator and Murakamo. I think it's Murakamo. I don't remember what the ritual is called, but you guys know what it is. Obviously you can't play through that. Game 2, hand is still ass, but it's playable. I play through. He meowsed me, and then he proceeded to use Belt and Ash, and I couldn't play through that. And apparently, at the end of the match, he told me that he only had 1 Meows in his entire deck, and he sided that 1 in, and he just happened to see it. Again, it is what it is, it happens, it's a card game. But this issue of drawing the Fiendsmith cards and not a lot of extra push does come up a lot more in my future matches. Round 4, this is when I was like, okay, I gotta win 5 in a row, or 6 in a row, sorry. I'm gonna top, and it's gonna be great. I gotta lock in. I end up not locking in. Game 1, go full combo. He tried impriming my Witch. I had Bone Party. The first time I opened Bone Party this entire tournament, entire day. Go full combo. He scoops. Like, it's Blue Eyes. He's not playing through that. Game 2, he went full combo. I didn't have a normal summon, but I proceeded to bait out almost every interruption. The only card he had left was maybe an Effect Veiler in hand, and he didn't use Spirit Effect yet. I was playing around Spirit Effect to make sure like he doesn't negate any of my graveyard effects, or else it would have been a guaranteed loss. So I end up with no cards in hand. I think like Sleepy and like something else, Memento Fusion, Engrave, and I think a Seahorse. He negated my Seahorse on someone with Veiler. So I'm like, okay, if I could go summon Seahorse again by popping my Twin Dragon, which I summoned off of Memento Fusion, I could then go Battle Phase, Crash, effect to then summon back to Seahorse, and then go main phase 2, Seahorse effect. He negates it with Veiler, and then I pop it with Mental Fusion Engrave, get Bone Party, and I think I had Akihiron Engrave at the time. I think I opened it, and that was one of my fusion materials. And then I'd be able to Bone Party Akihiron, get back Mental Fusion, Anguish, and then pop off. But he did not go into, when I called Battle Phase, he did not use Spirit to go into Ultimate. He went Spirit to go into, I think, Moonlight or a Black Rose card. I don't remember. It's a Black Rose Dragon that bounces. And then he bounced it to hand. So maybe I misplayed by going to Battle Phase. I should have just immediately gone Memento Fusion effect to negate and pop, and then he would have gone Spirit. But then again, he would have gone Spirit, negated it. He still had Ultimate and Veiler in hand. So I wasn't winning regardless. Game 3, my hand is terrible. I opened like Lurie, Lacrima again, Bone Party, Witch, and I think like Akihiron or something. Just another brick. I had 2 pushes, Witch and Bone Party. Normal Witch gets ashed. I go Bone Party. He then chains Purge, Dominus Purge, and then he proceeds to full combo me. Not much I could do about that. But again, it is what it is. Sometimes like that stuff just happens. But you can see the theme. The Fiendsmith cards aren't really helping. And then round 4, round 5 after that, I stopped caring. Round 4, I played against my friend who was on Heroes, managed to win. Bro, he scared me. He summoned Baguska Darklaw, and I somehow won that match. Round 5, Live Twin Fiendsmith against someone else I played last regionals. Wonderful match. We were having fun. I just ended up bricking in game 3 because my hand was double Seahorse, Goblin Talents, and Droll. And he Perulia'd me. And then I had to give him 2 draws, and he proceeded to draw into Talents. He had Jerusalem and Magma in hand. I was not winning. I was not winning that. And then after that, I don't even remember. I don't think I wrote down like round 6 and 7, and I didn't even play round 8. Those were my matches. Overall, I had a great time. Still really fun. Hang out with my friends and play Yu-Gi-Oh! So it can never be a bad time. I didn't do as well as I wanted to, but I was behind. Thrust in the side was not it. You playing to draw a lot harder. The Fiendsmith cards were not it. Of course, your end board is stronger, but I think a point I made before I got the Fiendsmith engine was your end board is still really strong. It's just win more. Sure, you get more layered, more interactive end board, but you're already winning the game if you went full pure memento combo. So sure, like, the Fiendsmith gives you like more recursion and all that, but I need to get to that point. I need to combo off to set up first. If I can't combo off because I drew Lacrima and Lurie, and I only had like an Anguish in hand with no extenders, I'm not comboing off. I'm not getting to that point. And I think I saw a deck list where someone came top 4 at that regionals, at Niagara Regionals, with pure memento. And I saw a couple other lists from, I think, French Nats and another regionals where it's just pure memento. And going into this regionals, I was not scared of Mitsurugi Rezo because I would be able to consistently break their board before. But this time I just didn't have enough engine that worked together to break their board because I kept on seeing Fiendsmith. Or I didn't see enough memento engine. So I think I will take back what I said in my last video. Pure memento is better. It's more consistent, it gives you more pushes, and they work together a lot better. Before the Fusion Lacrima got banned, Fiendsmith worked really well because any 2 bodies was full memento board. So if you got hit 2, 3, 4 hand traps, you just go full, you go Fiendsmith line, and then you get into your memento engine. That's not possible anymore. And it ends up just creating a lot more bricks when you already have a lot of 1-ofs. So if you draw 1-ofs that don't work together, it doesn't work out. So from this point forward, I will be playing pure memento. There's too many bricks to with the Fiendsmith engine included in the deck that you're just not consistent enough. You don't have as strong as pushes compared to these other meta decks like Malice and Ryzeal. I didn't even play against Malice, but I know I would do better. I'm going to be testing. I'm going to be doing a lot more before I put out a new deck list. I need to go to locals whenever I can, or just test with my friends, or play a lot more online, which I'm going to get into my next point. On my way back from Niagara, I was with one of my friends. He asked if I could drive one of his friends back to Toronto with us. I said, sure. That happened to be Ali. I don't remember his last name, but he came top 32 at YCS Providence with Mitsurugi Ryzeal Fiendsmith. He was the first person that I know of and I could find that was playing that. And he was talking to us. He was giving us like free coaching basically. And he's a genius. He opened my eyes. He taught me a lot in the short time we had together. He taught me a lot about theory and philosophy and like card philosophy, sorry. He taught me a lot about theory and card philosophy, and he inspired me. Like after that regionals, I wanted to take a break from Yu-Gi-Oh, just relax. But he really inspired me to be better at the game. So I'm going to try a lot harder to get into theory and just get better at the game. Because I know a lot of you guys watch my videos to get better at Memento. And it's not fair for you guys to try to get better when I don't feel like I'm adequate enough to teach. So soon, I'll be starting a new series on this channel to also help me get more content up, called Path to Excellence. There's not a lot of this on YouTube, but I'll be going over theory, deck building, card philosophy, and just showing a lot more of the why certain cards are in this deck, why like a lot of these cards are in my extra deck, what's the theory behind these cards in my side deck, because at the end of the day, Yu-Gi-Oh is a math game. Ali was telling us about how even when we're in a losing position, we gotta turn those losing percentages into winning matches. You have to convert. Sure, like if everybody played perfectly, like YCS tops and all that would be random. The same players would not be topping, like Pac, Jesse Cotton, Triff, like etc. Like those guys would not be topping consistently if everybody would be playing perfectly. People make small mistakes and you have to capitalize on it. Those 10% like small mistakes that they make, they add up over time, and you have to turn them into winning matches over like 1,000 games, or even over in a match in 3 games. Like this 30% chance to win, you'll win in one of those games. And if you win your first game and you capitalize on those mistakes, those percentages, you'll win the third game. So I'm going to be going over that in the Path to Excellence series. And I'm going to try to put out a lot more content to help motivate myself, but to also help you guys. I want you guys to learn along with me. So not only am I going to do Path to Excellence, I actually really want to go to Nats now. I have my invite from before, and Nats is in about 5 weeks. It's a bit more than a month. But I only want to go for you guys, not myself. I want to prove if you actually put the effort in, you could achieve something. So I'm going to set a little challenge for you guys. If we manage to hit 1,000 subs in about 3 weeks, the end of June, I will go to Nats. I wasn't going initially, But if we actually do hit 1,000 subs, you show me that you guys really want me to do this series and to show you more advanced gameplay and theory, I'll do it. Reason why it's like 3 weeks and not like maybe like right before Nats, because you know I have to tell my boss, book the days off, book the tickets, hotel, etc. But I'll do it, and I hope the effort I put into this video, especially the second half with editing, shows that like I'm willing to put in the work for you guys. But I have to know you guys are willing to come along with me on this journey. So if you guys are, for this week, I'll use my mornings before work. Instead of going to the gym, I will sacrifice my physical health and just do Yu-Gi-Oh! Theory and try to put out more videos during this week. And if that does well, I'll do for the rest of the summer. So hopefully you guys like what you see. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.